Hello! So this is Thursday's warm-up exercises that we're on to now. It's quite a windy day outside, so if there's bits of background noise, I apologise. I'll do my best and hopefully it'll still be clear enough for you to do the exercises along with me. So we're going to start today by either standing or sitting. I'm going to stay seated because I think it's probably clearer for you just to get a clear view of me if I stay in one position. And we're going to check in with our feet. So just really moulding your feet into the ground. Maybe imagining you're walking on a wet sandy beach and leaving perfect footprints in the beach. So getting every bit of your foot from the heel through to the ball of the foot and through to each individual toe, pressing down into the ground, into the wet sand. You might want to lift your toes and then just replace them back down, so you've got a really solid contact and your body is really anchoring down into the ground. And at the same time as our feet are anchoring down, whether we're standing or sitting, imagining that cord coming out the crown of the head, just lifting the body ever so slightly. So with each in-breath, we're seeing if we can lift up ever so slightly while staying nice and relaxed in our shoulders. Seeing if we can imagine a little bit of space between each of the vertebra muscles in the spine, vertebra bones, sorry. And with each out-breath, we're anchoring down through our feet, really moulding our feet into the wet sand. So let's just take a few breaths like that. So on the in-breath, see if we can allow that imaginary cord to lift us ever so slightly. And on the out-breath, whilst maintaining that sense of being lifted and that height, anchoring down through the feet. So we'll do 2 more of those breaths. And then we're going to move on to imagining we are a bit of seaweed in the sea. I imagine the sea's quite wild out there today. I've not been down to the sea today myself yet. So standing or sitting, and we're going to use our arms, and we're just going to letting our arms dangle and go round the body. So the arms are banging against the side. Let me just stand up actually so you can see me a little bit better if I do that. There we go. So arms just going round. And you can probably hear the sound as they hit against the side of my body. So twisting from the hips. The hips are pretty much staying forward. We're getting a little bit of a twist in the spine as we go round. And we're starting quite gently with this movement. And it doesn't have to be uniform. The waves don't come in a uniform pattern. And then the wind's getting up. It's getting a bit wilder. So we're going round a bit more quickly. And a bit wildly, the arms are splaying about all over the place. On a stormy day, but the feet are still rooted down into the ground. Imagine a piece of kelp, and it has this amazing thing called a hold fast that anchors it down. So your feet are like the hold fast. And then the wind's calming down again. And our arms are slowing down and just touching the body a bit more gently. And we've still got that sense of lifting up through the crown of our head. It's not a collapsed bit of seaweed. And then gently coming back to stillness. Keeping that lovely lifted posture that we got to start with. And just notice how that feels after that seaweed exercise. Notice how your arms feel, how the shoulders feel, how the feet feel. And then we're going to move on to our windy day warm-up, seeing as it's very windy today. And we did this a while back at a time when it was quite stormy and windy. So there's 4 parts to this warm-up. The first one is building on us being rooted to the ground. It's a bit similar to the seaweed one, except we make a sound that goes with it. So we're being tossed about by the wind, and we're going shh. Part 2 is your hat blows off and you go, ooh, and you catch your hat and you put it back on, and then you do the same to the other side. So, ooh. So we'll do one more of each. Ooh. Ooh. And so it's a bit of a stretch up to one side, so you should feel it a little bit there, and up through the arm as well. And then we bring it back down. And then the third one, part 3, we're walking up the street against the wind, and it is hard work. So we're going whoo, 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 whoo. And then the fourth, I don't know if there's going to be any rainbows today, but there may well be. There were some showers earlier here. So we're going to do a lovely big arc with our arm, and we're going to make an R sound, so a lovely open R sound. So we're going to go ah, and then with the other arm going the other way, ah. So that's the 4 parts, and they each go over the same rhythm. So they each go over a 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 lots of 4. So let's see if we can do that. So first of all, we're swaying in the wind to shh. So that's part 1. And shh, shh, hat, ooh, ooh, walking up the hill, shh, ooh, ooh, and the arc. Sorry, I did that one wrong. It's 1 long one over 8. Ah, rooted. Shh. Hat. Ooh. Ooh. Walking. And walking, long arc. Oh. So one more. Hat. Ooh. Ooh. And hopefully you will see some rainbows today, wherever you are. It's always very exciting to see rainbows. So let's get a little bit of warmth in our hands and give our jaw a bit of a rub. So really get into that big muscle here. You can't overdo this. I remember one song leader telling me once that we should get people to do this for about 5 minutes or so before they start to sing. So I'm not going to do it for quite that long, but do give it a really good rub. Warm it up, loosen the muscle a wee bit. The more flexible you've got here, the better you'll be able to articulate the words of your songs, and the less strain you'll be putting on the rest of these muscles here. So we're going to give the tongue a little bit of a stretch as well. And we're going to do the exercise, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. So it starts from the lips, then the teeth, and then the tip of the tongue. That's the way I remember it. It goes inwards. So we'll do that round twice, just normally like that, after 2, or 1, 2. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the teeth. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. And then we do it with our tongue dangled out as far as it will stretch down to our chin. Some of you may be able to reach your chin with your tongue. I can't. Loll out, as if you're a little puppy with the tongue just lolling out. And don't worry about feeling stupid. Hopefully nobody's watching you anyway. So this is just a really good stretch for the tongue, and we're going to say the same thing again round twice, and you won't be able to articulate it properly. That's not the idea of it. The idea is to stretch the tongue. So tongue's out, and the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. Give yourself a bit of a wipe. And then we're going to say it again, twice through with our tongue just normal, and see how that feels. So 1, 2. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the teeth. The lips, the teeth, the tip of the tongue, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. And you'll probably find it feels quite a bit easier that time round when you come back to saying it normally to how it did to start with, because you've given your tongue a good stretch. So useful to notice that. Really good exercise to do, even though it does feel a bit silly. So we're moving on from the tongue to the neck. And let's just give our neck a little bit of a stretch to start with. So bringing the ear on one side over to the shoulder as much as feels comfortable. And hopefully you're feeling a wee bit of a stretch down here. And just holding that for a few breaths if that's comfy. Please don't do anything that doesn't feel right for you. And then coming gently back up to the centre. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So ear down to shoulder, as far as feels comfortable. See if you can keep your shoulders roughly level. So you're not bringing the shoulder up towards the ear. Feeling the lovely stretch down here. And we'll just hold that for a few breaths. And then coming back up to the centre again. And then we're going to turn our neck very gently from side to side, thinking about softening. So this one isn't a stretch. It's just to see if by imagining the softest things that we can around our neck, we can really soften these muscles, which are really important when we're singing, to be as relaxed as we possibly can here. Breathing as much as we can from the diaphragm, so we're not having to draw on these muscles too much to help with the breathing. So just imagining whatever for you really summons up the softest you can imagine. So it might be duck feathers, it might be a bit of velvet fabric, whatever, marshmallows, whatever works for you. So we're just going to turn our neck around to the left very slowly. And see if we can soften it a little bit more as we turn it, and then gently coming back to the center and back round to the other side. And just thinking of whatever for you is your lovely soft thing that's going to help these muscles soften. And if you notice any tension here, just see if you can then soften around that. And then we're going to carry on turning the neck very gently, and we're going to bring in a little bit of sound. And see if we can do that in as relaxed a way as possible without tensing up here. So we're going to start with an ooh sound. So just in your own time, and take a breath when you need to. Ooh. Just checking in if you're tensing up at all, and how does that feel to make a sound when these muscles are lovely and soft. And then we're going to shift to an ah, change the pitch if you'd like. It's a lovely open ah sound. And then the same with an E sound. E. See if you just notice any difference as you do that. It's worth having a go a few times during the day maybe. See if you can soften a wee bit, and do you notice anything different about the quality of the sound or how it feels in your neck and throat as you really soften. Lovely. So Che Kule, a wee warm-up song from Ghana. So this has actions with it as well. So the first action is here, and the way this song works is that I sing a phrase, you sing it after me. So I'll go through it slowly to start with. So the first phrase is Che Kule. Your turn. Che Kule. And we do that twice. So I'll do it once and then I'll point to you to do it. I'll do it again and I'll point to you to do it. Che Kule. Che Kule. Che Kule. Che Kule. And hands on the shoulders. Che kofisa. Your turn. Che kofisa. And then we have our hands on our hips and we do a bit of a kind of hip shimmy or shrug. Kofisa langa. Your turn. Kofisa langa. And then we slap our thighs and come up to our chest. Kaka silanga. Your turn. Kaka silanga. And then it's kum adende. And we reach down to the lower part of our legs, whatever works for you. Kum adende. Your turn. Kum adende. And then we do it together, the kum adende, exactly the same, followed by a hey and kum adende hey. So I'll go through that and you come in after me. Che kule, che kule, che kule, che kule, che kofisa, che kofisa, kofisa langa, kofisa langa, kaka silanga, kaka silanga, kum adende, kum adende, kum adende, hey. And this is one of those songs that gradually gets faster. Let's see if we can do that. So I'll start again after 2, 1, 2. kule, 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 coffee salanga, kaka silanga, adende, hey! Kule, 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 coffee salanga, kaka adende, hey! Kule, 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 coffee salanga, kaka silanga, adende, hey! One more. Kule, kule, coffee, blah, forgot the next bit. Kule, coffee salanga, kaka silanga, adende, hey! Lovely. Excellent. And then to finish today, I'm going to sit down again, just re-angle the video here. I'm going to go through a short body scan relaxation, which we've done in some of the sessions. And it's a good way of just checking in with the body and of taking a moment just to relax and really care for yourself and to be with whatever's going on in our bodies, whether that's some pain or discomfort. And if we can relax around any pain and discomfort, that can often paradoxically ease it a wee bit. That if we tighten around it, that can actually make it more sore. So we're just beginning by adopting a comfortable position and becoming aware of the whole body breathing. So you can close your eyes if you like. So the whole body breathing from the crown of the head down to the tips of the toes. And the whole body from the left side of the body through to the right side of the body. Whole body from the front of the body through to the back of the body. Just allowing whatever's happening in the body to be here, exactly as it is. There's nothing wrong. And then directing the attention down to the feet. So just becoming aware whatever sensations are present in the feet right now. So feeling the feet as if for the first time, as if from the inside. Just being curious, not thinking about the feet, but just experiencing whatever sensations are there. So there may be sensations of warmth or cold. Maybe sensations of contact between the feet and the socks or shoes, or between the feet and the floor. Any sensations in the skin surrounding the feet. And then letting go of the feet and coming on up to the legs. Becoming aware of what sensations are present in the legs right now. The calf muscle, the shin bone, the big quadriceps muscles at the front of the thigh, the hamstrings at the back of the thigh, the knee joint, the bony bit at the front of the knee joint and the soft bit behind, the hip joint. Just allowing whatever sensations are there to be there. And if there's any pain or discomfort in any part of the body, just see if you can soften around this, like applying heat to sore muscles. And then letting go of the legs and coming on up to the torso. What sensations are present here around the pelvic area, in the vertebrae up the spine, the belly, any sensations in the belly as the breath comes and goes, or sensations around digestion. Any movement of the ribs with the breathing. Any sense of the heartbeat. And then letting go of the torso and directing the attention to the hands and arms. What sensations are present here right now? Sensations of warmth or cold, contact between the hands and the thighs, or wherever the hands are resting. Just allowing whatever sensations are here to be here. And then letting go of the arms and hands and moving on up to the head and face. What sensations are present in the throat? Any sensations in the lips, the tongue, moisture inside the mouth? Any sensations in the nostrils as the air enters and leaves? Any sensations around the eyes? And then letting go of the head and face. And just spending a few more minutes becoming aware of the whole body breathing. And then opening the eyes once more if the eyes were closed. And just gently getting a little bit of movement back into the body. Maybe wriggling the fingers or toes. wee shrug of the shoulders. And hopefully some of that relaxation will stay with you for the rest of your day. So have a lovely day, and bye for now.